Just now I was a bit surprised. Oh, there's quite a group of our Burmese Dhamma friends here this morning, also helping, making offerings. So I just asked one of them, is today any special day in the yearly calendar? He says, no. Then how come everybody here today? Well, the factory is closed today. The factory has a day off. So you have just normal a day off. And what are they doing with their day off? Coming to a place like this, doing dana, making merit. Wow, very inspiring. If I think back when I was working, when I had a day off, I would do all kind of other things except doing something like that. Of course, we don't have so many monasteries and meditation centers in Austria, so it wouldn't have been so easy. But still, I can recognize actually how wholesome and how deeply ingrained, especially in the Burmese culture, the understanding of the law of karma is, and to do good, to support the Sangha, to support the family, of course. So it's very nice to see the spontaneous way of relating to that. And even there's just a day off, young people in their teens, early 20s, yeah, I'm sure they could have also other ideas what people are doing, but no, they come in the morning to a monastery, making dana, going later up to listen to Dhamma talk of Sayadaw U Keminda. So it's very nice. That's how you spend your day. Reminds me of a sutta from the Buddha, where the Buddha says, one of the topics, one of the themes one should frequently reflect upon, frequently recollect, is Katham bhudasame rattindiva vidipatantiti. The days and nights are relentlessly passing. How well am I spending my time? So it's a topic that the Buddha says you should frequently think about. You know, nobody is getting younger, I guess. So our lifespan is limited. So since our life is limited, we better use it well. Otherwise, at later time, there could be a sense of regret, remorse. Oh, squandered away all these good years while I was still young, able, healthy. Now I'm old, crooked. And now many of the things that I could have done very well when I was young, I didn't do. And then especially the good karma that will support you later in life. And also the good karma that will support you in the next life. And that one, if you just start doing the good karma in your late 90s, you might be a bit late at that time. So the sooner we can start to develop a wholesome habit, or not just one hopefully, but many, like generosity, kindness, compassion, service, support. Of course, not limited just to the Sangha. It should also expand and extend to one's own family, to one's friends. But even still not limited also to family and friends. Can expand even further to include strangers. Right? There's nothing holding us back from supporting a poor person or a homeless person or orphans. So there's always people in need. And sometimes you don't need to have a lot of resources to do that, is it? Because sometimes people might not even need your money. They may need your time, your hand, a helping hand. Like our late sister Ui, she was foremost, I would say, in giving a helping hand, whoever needed it. And that's often more valuable even than just chipping in 50 ringgit, 100 ringgit, 5,000 ringgit, you know. I might not need material resource right now. I might need a friend, a shoulder to lean on, somebody to talk to. So that's also a way of giving support to each other. So in this way, when you look back at some point at your own life, you can feel happy. Wow, yeah, I've spent my life well. I've not squandered away my time, just enjoying myself, riding the roller coaster every day, music, dancing, singing. But I've also put aside some time of my life for something meaningful, for something deep, and in this way laying the foundation also for happiness, not only now, but also in the future. So you can see that our Burmese community are very good in doing that, in that they are aware of the law of karma and life is short, and they are not squandering away, I hope, all their lives. Of course, there's also enjoyments, we understand, and even when you come to a monastery, you meet your friends, family members. So there's also a sense of connection and the social aspect to it. So I also understand not everybody is just sitting there hardcore meditating 8 hours a day. I would hope that, but we'll see. So this can be a combination. So, and this is actually a way that you often find in traditional Buddhist countries like Myanmar or Thailand, Sri Lanka, where the Dhamma is very much part of the daily life, very much of the DNA almost of the people living there, and it manifests in so all these small little ways throughout the day. At the same time, I also have to say, just by being born in a Buddhist country, it's not a guarantee that you really understand the Dhamma on a deep level. In fact, most Thais are perfectly contented about just making offerings to a shrine, doing some puja in Sri Lanka. They like to venerate the Bodhi tree and flowers and incense. But if you ask people to meditate, no thank you, I'm too busy, I have other things to do. So they like to do puja or chanting, but then when it comes to the formal practice, I think this is actually where you Malaysians are very strong and very keen and very interested. Also, Westerners often tend to be very interested in meditation practice, whereas in traditional Buddhist countries, you see often a bit more emphasis on generosity, dana, but less keenness a little bit on meditation practice. Of course, there are individual differences, but it's just a general overview. So wherever you are, you might want to compensate for those areas where you might not have your strength yet. So if you already find yourself, you have a lot of liking for dana, for sila, but you never went to a meditation retreat, maybe that's the next step for you to take. Or maybe also the opposite. If you have spent a lot of time, you already attended 15 retreats or more, but we never see you here at dims in the morning, you don't practice the foundations of generosity, never listening to Dhamma talks. Yes, meditation is good, but meditation also needs to be informed by the Dhamma. It's not just about sitting and meditating, but not knowing how. So actually the Dhamma is meant to support the meditation practice. So listening to Dhamma talks regularly is actually an important basis and aspect of the complete Dhamma practice. So depending where you have your liking, you might sometimes forget on other areas that are also supportive on the path to liberation. As a Burmese Sayadaw U Tejaniya once said, or even written in a book, mindfulness alone is not enough. Right? Mindfulness, sati alone, is not sufficient to reach liberation. Why not? How come? I thought sati is so important. Now he says it's not enough. Well, the Noble Eightfold Path has how many path factors? Sati is how many path factors? 1. Right? So Noble Eightfold Path starts with right view, samadhi. You can have mindfulness as much as you want. If there is wrong view, it will still not lead to liberation. You might make a lot of effort, but if the effort is not directed in the right direction, it might still not be a right effort. So people are very effortful and are able to produce a lot of energy for all kinds of activities, but that does not make it in the right effort. Even mindfulness, some people are very mindful in daily life activities or even on the workplace, like a watchmaker, like in ancient times, people making clock watches or repairing watches, the small wheels. You have to be very mindful, otherwise everything jumbled up. So some occupations require mindfulness, but is this necessarily already right mindfulness? Or maybe the extreme example, at the military, a sniper sitting there and waiting for his target to walk by. So he's very mindful, he's lying there, ready, breathing in, breathing out. And actually, even when he wants to pull the trigger, he knows he has to breathe in first, then hold the breath, otherwise he will shake. You will not be able to target well. You hold the breath, pull the trigger, and mindfully breathe out. But is this samasati? No, because it's associated with akusala dhamma, with unwholesome states. So sati alone is not enough. It can even be unwholesome if you direct it towards building a bomb or killing someone. That kind of sati is not wholesome. In that state, it would be better you have no sati, because then you might not accomplish your goal. Maybe you missed the target. So, having a very well integrated practice that consists of Dhamma practice, formal meditation, listening to the Dhamma, generosity, kindness, supporting each other, virtue, keeping the 5 precepts, abstaining from what? Killing, stealing, what else? Sexual misconduct, lying, and intoxicants. Again, there's another foundation. What else? Developing the awakening factors, concentration, so many things. Yeah. So the Dhamma is a very complete style of practice, if you want to practice it to its highest extent. So generosity is an important part, and that is very much part of the culture and tradition that we see in Theravada Buddhist countries, but also here in our Chinese culture. I can see every day people coming, supporting the monks, even though we are not your relatives, yet you're coming and preventing us from dying, which we very much appreciate. So in this way, hopefully there's a win-win. So you get to hear the Dhamma, the monks are able to survive, and the Dhamma, the Sāsana as a whole, is also able to survive. So in this way we protect, we conserve the Sāsana, the Buddhist dispensation. And this way you can become a Sāsana Rakha, a protector of the Sāsana, or a Sāsana Rakini. So big Anumodana from my side, for everyone coming out here, supporting the Sāsana, supporting yourself and your own path to liberation.